Students, welcome your own chemistry class. We are studying chapter 5, surface chemistry. In last videos we have discussed about the adsorption and absorption and properties of the adsorption and applications of the adsorption, what are catalysts and what are enzymes. In this video we will discuss about a new word that is colloids. What are colloids? See, first of all, scientist Graham said that there is some new phase of matter that is known as colloid. Generally, we know that state have three matters, three states: solid, gas, and liquid. But a new phase which belongs to the three all phases is known as the colloids. Colloids means the phase in which the size of particle of any substance varies between 1 nm to 1000 nm. Only this stage means colloids means the relation of the size of the particles which varies between 1 nm to 1000 nm. nm means nanometer, means 10 to the power 9 minus 9 meters. So we can say that the particle of size of particle should be between the 1 nm to 1000 nm. This is colloid. And if the particle are below than 1 nm and larger than 1 nm, then what happens? Then it is very clear that colloid does not exist itself. They exist only in solution phase or in solution type. So when we dissolve these colloids in any solvent, then that solvent is known as dispersion medium. Okay, or we can say here dm. And the particles or the substance which is to be dissolved means we can say which is solute here in the solution is termed as the dispersed phase, or we can say dp. So we can say when colloids want to exist itself, then they dissolved in any liquid or any gas or any solid phase which is known as the dispersion medium, and when it is dispersed, then the colloid is known as the dispersed phase or deep. Okay, so there are three types or three categories of the particles of size. First, in which the particle of size is less than 1 nm. Second, in which the particle size varies from 1 nm to 1000 nm. And third is the part when in the solution the particle size is larger than 1000 nm. So on the basis of these three types of particles, then the solutions are also of three types. So colloids, the state of matter in which size of particle is from 1 nm to 1000 nm. It is the main range. 1 nm to 1000 nm is known as the colloidal phase, and those substances are called colloids, and their solutions are termed as colloidal solution. So on the basis of three categories of the sizes, there are three types of solutions: real solutions, colloidal solutions, and suspension. What are these three types? See, first of all, size of particle. In real solutions, the particle size is less than 1 nm. Okay, so these are in too short to 1 nm, means very short range, very short size of the particles, means less than 1 nm. In colloidal solution, the size varies from 1 nm to 1000 nm, 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. And in suspensions, the size is greater than or larger than 1000 nm. So visibility, here these are transparent solution. We take some examples to understand it. Okay, for real solution we can we can take example of sugar solution. Means sugar or salt is dissolved in water. It is a real solution. Okay. Gum or milk, these are the colloidal solution. Gum, the solution of gum is dissolved in water and boiled, then we get Arabic gum solution. Okay, or milk is its solution. And when we dissolve sand in water, this is suspension. Okay, here sugar or salt is dissolved in water, means sugar and salt are when dissolved, then the size of the particles of salt or sugar are less than 1 mm. While in suspension, the sand particle can be seen with our naked eyes. So we can say the particle size of sand is larger than 1000 nm, and the particles of gum in Arabic gum solution or in a milk, the protein substances are dispersed, and the size of these particle varies from 1 nm to 1000 nm. So take these example in your mind for the three types of solution: sugar or salt solution as real solution, sand in water is as suspension, and gum or milk as colloidal solution. So we can explain easily, or we can understand easily, the types and differences between these solutions. So visibility: in salt solution or sugar solution, the visibility is transparent, while in colloidal solution like in gum solution, these are translucent, but suspension are transparent. Okay, now effect of gravitation. The particles of real solution are too short, so to the effect of gravitation, there is no any effect of gravitation. For example, in sugar or salt solution, the gravitation not affected, so the sugar or salt does not precipitate it out at the bottom. Same for colloidal solutions, there is no any effect of gravitation force, while in suspension these are affected, and all the sand or big particles of the solute are deposited on the bottom. Next, states of solution. Real solution are homogeneous. These are homogeneous and only one phase is visible. We cannot identify then any other element or any substance is dissolved or not in the solvent. While in colloidal solution, these are heterogeneous. These are heterogeneous, but two phases are present. We cannot identify, but we can say that something is dissolved in the dispersion medium. And in suspension, these are heterogeneous and both two phases can be identified. Next, filtration. Filtration, there are two methods to filtrate. Okay, first is normal filtration and the second one is ultrafiltration. Filtration process is carried out with the help of normal filter paper. And normal filter paper, pores of normal filter papers are bigger, too much bigger, that all the colloidal particles can filter from them. So it can pass out from them. So we can see the particle of real solutions are very much short, very lesser in size. So with the help of filter paper, the real solution cannot be filtered. Same, colloidal solutions cannot be filtered, but suspension can be filtered very easily with the help of filter paper. But ultrafiltration, the real solution cannot be ultrafiltrated because of the very lesser size of the particles. But colloidal solutions can be filtered by the ultrafiltration method, not by the normal filtration method, but ultrafiltration is possible for the colloidal solution, while the suspension can be filtered with simple filtration or by the ultrafiltration. Tyndall's effect, Brownian motion. electrophoresis, and coagulation. Next is coagulation. These four properties are shown only by the colloidal solution but not by the real solution and suspensions. Tyndall's effect, we will describe it in next videos. Tyndall's effect, Brownian motion, electrophoresis, and coagulation also. Coagulation. These four properties are shown only by the colloidal solution, not by the real solutions or suspensions. Now we will see some terms related to colloidal solutions. First is dispersed phase. Okay, in short it is known as DP. Dispersed phase. Dispersed phase means the part of the sol or colloidal solution which is dispersed in the dispersion medium to make a sol is termed as the dispersed phase. For example, in Arabic gum solution, in Arabic gum colloidal solution, the Arabic gum is dispersed phase which is dispersed in water. So gum is the dispersed phase while water is a dispersion medium. Means the part of the sol in which dispersed phase is present or is distributed is termed as the dispersion medium, and sol means the product of the dispersed phase which is dispersed into the dispersion medium is known as the sol, or we can say the short form of the colloidal solutions is sol. Okay, sol means colloidal solutions. Okay, now will we classify the colloidal solution on the 5 bases. In this video we will declassify the colloidal solution on the basis of 3 types. First, the base is on the basis of dispersion medium. Dispersion medium means on the basis of dispersion medium, which dispersion medium is used. So on the basis of dispersion medium the sol is named. For example, if H2O means water is used as dispersion medium, then its sol is known as the hydrosol. While alcohol is used as the dispersion medium, then it is known as the alkosol. If benzene is used, then it is known as the benzosol, and if air is used as dispersion medium, then its sol is known as the aerosol. Okay, hydro means water, alco means alcohol, benzo means benzene, and aero means air, and sol means colloidal solution. So this is the first classification on the basis of the dispersion medium. Second classification is based on the charge. Okay, when sols are made up, then the colloidal particles or the sol particles move in the solution. When they move from here and there, then they get friction with the dispersion medium, and due to friction there is a charge is produced, and this charge can be positive or negative. So on the basis of the charge on the sol particles, these are classified into 2 classes: positively charged sols and the negatively charged sols. Positively charged sols means when the sol particles or the dispersed phase is positively charged, then the sol is known as positively charged sol. For example, ferric hydroxide sol or aluminium hydroxide sol. Okay, these are positively charged, so these are known as the positively charged sol. Negatively charged sol means when the sol particles or we can say dispersed phase is negatively charged. Okay, then these are known as the negatively charged sol. For example, silver iodide sol means AgI sol or metal sols. Okay, so on the basis of charge, these are of 2 types of sols. Next, on the basis of attraction forces between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. The attraction forces between the dP and dm can be present or not. So on the basis of this type, the colloidal solutions are lyophobic sol. Lyo means liquid, phobic means repelling. repelling lyophobic soils means when the soils in which attraction forces between dispersed phase and dispersion medium are less or not present are called lyophobic cells. Specific methods are used to produce these soils like gold soils. Okay, these are not stable, so some stabilizers are used to stabilize them. Okay, and if one time they are stabilized, they cannot separate it out again, so these are irreversible in nature also. Okay, there are very less attraction forces between dp and dm. Okay, no, they are made up only by special methods. Stabilizers are used to make them, and these are irreversible in nature. For example, gold soils. Lyophilic soils means philic means loving and lyo means liquid, means the solution in which attraction forces between dispersed phase and dispersion medium are much more are called lyophilic soils. They are easy to produce and make stable and more stable, and due to their more stability, there is no any need to make some stabilizers, to use some stabilizer. There are no stabilizers are used, and these are reversible in nature also. Why? Because these solutions are made up by only simple method by mixing them, so they can also separate it out by easy method. So these are reversible in salts also. For example, salt of Arabic gum or starch salt, etc. Okay, so now we will see the differences between the lyophobic and lyophilic soils. First is attraction forces. In lyophobic soils, very less attraction forces are present, while lyophilic cells more attraction forces are present. Formation. The lyophilic soils can be made easily, while these are made up by specific methods. So these are difficult to make. The preparation methods, these are for these specific methods are used, while these are made up by general mixing methods. Stability, these are not stable, we are less stable, so we have to mix some stabilizers, while these are very stable. Okay, stability. Okay, effect of electrolyte. When if electrolytes are mixed, then lyophobic salts are coagulate very easily by the small quantity. Now what is coagulation? Coagulation means the process by which dp and dm are separated out, means by which the dispersed phase is separated from the dispersion medium. For example, when we make paneer from the milk, we add some citric acid, okay, lemon juice or vinegar means acetic acid in the milk. This citric acid or acetic acid acts as electrolyte and coagulate the milk into paneer and the liquid part. So coagulation can takes place by a small quantity of the electrolyte, while in lyophilic solution the more quantity of electrolyte is used to coagulate them. And we can effect of electric field. Oppositely charged ions move towards the oppositely charged anode or cathode, while in here the dispersion medium and dispersed phase are to attract towards, so these are also move oppositely charged electrodes. Next, viscosity. Viscosity is approximately equal to dispersion medium in lyophobic soils because there is no any attraction between the dispersion medium and dispersed phase, so there is no any change in viscosity, and same for surface tension also. But in lyophilic solutions, the viscosity is increased. Why? Because of attraction forces, viscosity is directly proportional to the attraction forces of the solution. So there are more attraction forces than the dispersion medium, so viscosity is increased, while surface tension is decreased here because there are many dispersed phase particles between the dispersion medium. So the attraction between particles of dispersion medium is decreased, so surface tension is decreased, okay, in some extent. Reversibility, I have told you that lyophobic soils are irreversible in nature, while lyophilic soils are reversible in nature. Tyndall effect, lyophobic soils show the Tyndall effect, while lyophilic soils not to show the Tyndall effect. One more difference we can say that some stabilizers, yeah, we can see use of stabilizer there is compulsory and there is no any requirement of any type of stabilizer to make in step. So these are three bases to classify the colloidal solution. Next, two bases of the classification we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.